that ye are the temple of the Most High.
Read it again.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High.
So the Bible says, know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High. Now, at this time, Paul was speaking to those who were baptized in the church. So no longer was it under the old temple. It would be the temple built under the Spirit of Christ. When you look at the 7 churches that had 7 angels over them, which were the 7 churches that were established under the disciples. Okay, these people who were in these churches was part of this temple. Those that would follow in the same doctrine as Christ and the disciples would be part of this temple. But you have to realize Christianity was hijacked in the 4th century, 325 AD under Constantine, when they seen an uprising of Christ's teachings and infiltrated it by turning it back by integrating paganism with Christ's teachings. So those that reject the paganism and go back to what it was before Constantine are a part of this temple. I'm going to show you this. Read.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High.
He says, don't you know that ye are the temple of the Most High? Read.
And that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you.
That the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you. So no longer it's a spiritual temple. It's those that have received the Holy Spirit who are following Christ. Now we understand what these angels are looking for, what they're measuring. Okay? It's not a physical temple. It's the mark that's within a man. And I'm going to show that. Let's go to Ezekiel about that mark. Ezekiel 9:4.
Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4.
Stay with me. Ezekiel 9:4, read.
And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city.
Go through the midst of the city.
Through the midst of Jerusalem.
Through the midst of Jerusalem, telling the angel, read.
And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
So we know that the mark is upon the men that sigh and cry about the abominations that are being done in the earth under Satan. These are people who are fighting against what you would call the world order. So these people must have a mark to be preserved. Read.
Verse 5. And to the others,
go ahead.
He said in my hearing.
And to the others, he said, read.
Go ye after him through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity.
Go ahead.
Slay utterly old and young.
Slay utterly what?
Slay utterly old and young.
Slay old and young, read.
Both maids and little children, and women.
And women, read.
But come not near any man upon whom is the mark.
But come not near any man whom is the mark. Why? Because a man's household that have the mark is sealed. With whoever's a part of his household are sealed. Like the mark that was on the door during the time of Egypt. When Moses marked the door of his house, and anyone in his house, man, women, children, doesn't matter, they were marked with his seal. It's the same thing. So some people might ask, well, do women have the mark? Yes, they do, but they're under a specific house or under a specific church. They are marked. But the mark is the mark of a man, and I'm going to prove that. I need you to go to Revelations. And I need to go to Revelation to show the mark, that the name that was given to the 144,000.
Revelations chapter 14, verse 1.
14:1, read it.
And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion.
A lamb stood on Mount Zion.
And with him 144,000.
144,000, read.
Having his father's name written in their foreheads.
Read it again.
Having his father's name written in their foreheads.
That's the mark of the Most High. You're going to, just like Satan have the mark of the beast that people will take, the Most High is sealing those that have his name in their forehead. And you're going to tell me his name is not important? That's why we've been fighting against the spirit of Yah and Yahweh and the Tetragrammaton, because we know the elect have the true name sealed within their forehead. This is what the angels are measuring. If you're calling on any other God besides the Most High, you're not being sealed. Because what's sealed the name of the Father. That's the name we must call on to protect us in this time of trouble. Read it again.
Revelations chapter 14, verse 1.
Read it.
And I looked, and lo, a Lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000,
Go ahead.
having his Father's name written in their foreheads.
So we know that that name would be written in the 144,000. So the angel is actually measuring and picking those and showing those and sealing them with the Most High's name. Go to Revelation 7. And I also need you to get Revelations 21.
Revelations chapter 7, verse 1.
Go ahead.
And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth,
Go ahead.
holding the 4 winds of the earth.
Holding the 4 winds of the earth. So you got 4 angels on the 4 corners, holding all the destruction of the earth. Read.
That the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, and having the seal of the living God.
Now we know what the seal is, right? Having their names in their foreheads. And you notice that all the others outside, according to Ezekiel 9, eventually will fall. Read.
And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea.
Go ahead.
Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
Don't allow the destruction to go forth until the elect who are sealed. Now these are they who are not under the pagan and Constantine doctrine. These are they that are in the precepts and under the doctrine of Christ, the true doctrine before the tainting of the Romans, before the tainting of the Europeans. You have to realize the Israelites were not European. Christ, the disciples, and all these people whom the Bible is written about, they were the children of Israel. They were Hebrews. They were not European Hebrews. They were Israelites. So at some point, Constantine came in the 4th century and destroyed this information, destroyed the true spirit. And now it's going to come a time where that spirit will start falling back on God's people. And that's what the nations are afraid of. Listen clearly. Read.
Verse 4.
Go ahead.
And I heard the number of them which were sealed.
And I heard the number which were sealed. Read.
And there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
Of all the tribes of the world.
Of the children of Israel.
So when it says in Revelations the measure of the temple, and those within the temple, but the Gentiles leave out. Why? Because the Gentiles are not measured for this particular number. The Most High must first raise or give the seal to 12,000 of each of the tribes of Israel. His name. He must give himself back to his people. He must put his name and instill his name back unto his people. The same as he did before we came out of Egypt. Why? Because our people in Egypt was following Yahweh already. There's proof of that. I have information to prove that Yahweh and Yah and all that, that name was actually, it's actually in pyramids right now. We had that. We would call that was one of the deities in Egypt itself. We took that name out. And we continue to follow that name in defiance of the God that actually saved us. The calves were named Yahweh and Jehovah, or the Tetragrammaton. The Jewish people now are following Satan and following the bull. The bull links back to Yahweh, Jehovah, Yah. And some people might ask, like I always repeat over and over again, well, why were the Hebrews writing this information down? Why did they have this name in their records? Why? Because we're the same people who came out of Egypt and had that information. Just because it was written on past scrolls doesn't mean it was correct. Because we continue to go against the Most High is why we're in captivity today. Why the Gentiles are over us today. So we're not going to accept the evil that caused us to fall. We're not going to accept it just because our foreparents dealt with it. Our foreparents were in error. But going back to the seal, read.
Revelations chapter 7, verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed.
The number of them which were sealed, and it was what?
And there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
Of who?
Of Israel.
See that? So the seal is for the 144,000. Yes, the Gentiles that follow Christ will get in, but they're not. The angel are not measuring the Gentile nations. They come in through faith alone. But we're talking about the physical manifestation, the physical tribes of Israel that link their DNA links directly to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's what we're talking about. And the nations and the elite understand that these people exist in the earth, and they know exactly who they are. And they're looking to destroy these people, knowing that these with the seal are the powers or the people the Most High will set up to fight against the New World Order that can see. That's who they're trying to attack. They don't really care about those that gave up their life, that are afraid of the government, and that are operating in the spirit of fear and will follow government to their death. They're not really worried about them. They're more concerned about those who can see and are not playing on their side. They know that it would come a time in which there will be a great awakening, and the angel would start sealing these particular people within the earth. Read.
Verse 5.
Go ahead.
And he that sat upon the, verse 5. Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000.
Just go to the names and give me the name and give me the number. Judah, the so-called Negroes, 12,000.
Reuben, of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad.
Hold up, you got Reuben. Reuben, the Seminole Indians and the Aborigines of Australia, 12,000 of them got the seal in the name of the Most High.
Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000.
12,000 North American Indians got the name of the Most High, and you can hear it in some of their songs lately. Higher, higher, higher. 12,000 of their men are sealed with the Most High's name. Read.
Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000.
Asher is Colombia, all the way through Venezuela and all those different areas that have oil. 12,000 of them have the seal of the name of the Most High in their forehead. Read.
Of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000.
Naphtali are what you would call the Aborigines, the people of the South Pacific, the Fiji Islands, the Hawaiian Islands, the Samoans. 12,000 of those brothers are sealed with the name of the Most High. Read.
Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000.
Cuba. 12,000 of them Cuban men have the seal of the Most High within their foreheads and will lead. And the Most High got an angel sealing 12,000 who have sealed 12,000 of them. Read.
Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000.
Simeon are the so-called Dominicans. 12,000 of those men have been sealed with the true name of the Most High.
Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000.
Levi is the priest that fell from the old covenant. They are the Haitians today. 12,000 of those men have been sealed with the power of the Most High.
Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000.
Issachar is the Mexicans.
Of the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000.
Zebulun, these are the Panamanians and those that are near the Panama Canal and all in those areas. 12,000 of them. Read.
Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000.
Joseph's birthright went to Ephraim. Ephraim is the so-called Puerto Rican. 12,000 of the Baligua Taino Indians. 12,000 men have been sealed under them.
Of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000.
Benjamin are the so-called Jamaicans and people of the West Indies. They are the tribe of Benjamin, which was our little brother when it comes to the numbering of the tribes. It was like the baby. Read.
After this